Good evening, my fellow citizens. My name is Brebner Changala, a citizen of the Republic of Zambia. It is with a heavy heart that I must speak to you tonight. We must agree that as Zambians, we are not being governed in a manner we expected to. When members of OSIDA, led by an eminent citizen, Simon Zukas, may his soul rest in peace. Emeritus Archbishop Mpundu, Yusuf Patel, Leslie Mbula, Opin Kumbula, Lili Monze, Gilbert Temba, Faxon Shamende, Botis Kapulu, Sketchley Sachika, and many came together in 2020 to chart a way forward, away from the Patriotic Front, and to support the UPND. We did it with full realization that UPND and its leader, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, had suffered so much at the hands of the state police and the general system of governance. We decided to support the UPND. And we did not only support UPND, we engaged the UPND to understand what they would want to do for this country, different from the Patriotic Front. And they promised change. Change that will unite the country. Change that will bring equality in the nation. Change that will be anchored on the restoration of the rule of law. And for that change to be realized, we needed police reforms. Because the police in this country are an impediment to our constitutional democracy. We needed judicial reforms because the judiciary has behaved for many years as not an independent umpire, but an appendage of the executive. Because the judiciary, even under one-party state of Kenneth David Kaunda, was more independent and robust than the judiciary we face today under multi-party constitutional democracy. We needed civil service reforms. We needed parastatal reforms. We needed the operationalization of the public protector. HH and the UPND were to be the new Dawn administration. 4.5 years down the line, I must confess, and honestly so, that UPND is a disaster. UPND used to envy the PF. How can one explain a landslide victory that was given to Mr. Hakainde Hichilema and the UPND to be blown in this manner, where deception and deceit is the core business of this administration? We have not seen any police reforms. If anything, the police, they are the law unto themselves. We have not experienced any judicial reforms. If anything, the judiciary is now an appendage of the executive. The legislature, parliament, headed by one Madam Nelly Muti, is a circus that is there to appease the executive. Simply put, we are experiencing state capture, where all norms of constitutional democracy have collapsed. The president today, who was a darling to the media, is now running away from the journalists that he once quoted. For the last 1.5 years, he has not held a press briefing or a press conference. Today, the president is governing this country through lecture and statements which cannot be cross-checked or cross-examined by professional journalists. He promised to be addressing the media quarterly. It has not happened. He went to Hot FM that he will be having live programs on the radio. It does not happen because Mr. Hakainde Hichilema does not keep his word. And yet, any credible president, his word must be bond. We have a country that is highly divided today. Highly divided on tribal lines and on all fronts. We have a president who do not speak to real issues and he pretends he's not aware about them. This is a man who was a friend of the media. This is a man in opposition who was a great communicator. He deliberately today doesn't want to address real issues. He doesn't want to speak to the media where he must answer pertinent issues. I make this voice note because of what has happened in South Africa as regards our former president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Lungu was humiliated when he lost power. He was treated as the trash. This is a man that Thabo Kawana can go on TV, ZNBC and describe in any manner and style he wants. Cornelius Muentwa will hold a press briefing. This is a man who would not be allowed to jog because it was political. This is a man who would not go to church because it was political. This is a man who would not leave a country for his medical attention for unknown reasons which this government has never explained. He died in a foreign country, a very sad man. This is a man who was abused in life. Now we are having a situation where he's being humiliated and abused in death. But take a minute of reflection. The President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has never made a statement. From the day he died, he never addressed the nation to eulogize his predecessor. He never told us on how we are going to mourn Isiero. He left it to other people. This is a man who announced the death of Isiero on his Facebook page, not on an official seal or on an official state house headed paper. That's how bad things are. Let's learn to speak. I know you are scared of cyber laws. You are scared of hate speech. Many of you are scared of seditious practices, whatever they mean, and you have been boxed in a corner of fear. And in that corner of fear in which you have gone to seek refuge, you will perish in your numbers. It's very important that we speak and make Mr. Hakainde Hichilema understand that Zambia is a republic. Zambia is a state for all people who live in it. Zambia is a country that has been celebrated for the last 61 years for what it is. Constitutionalism, and for good people that obey the law. To come and hold us to ransom, that we can not, as for the opposition, hold rallies for the last 4.5 years. They cannot market their own manifestos. They cannot canvass for support. They cannot sell themselves. Is a tragedy. We are going into a general election in the next 3-4 months. And yet, the president and his administration does not want to give direction. And nobody in this country is campaigning because the police will not allow. That's not correct. We are having strange things happening. But I want to appeal to President Hakainde Hichilema. What is good for a geese is good for a gander. You suffered in the opposition. You cannot subject your fellow citizens to the challenges that you went through, whether through revenge or avenging. Allow Zambia to remain a constitutional democracy where all men and women are free. Allow the family of Israel to bury their beloved one. What is happening in South Africa under the administration of your government is a taboo. It is not right that you must always win. Sometimes it's important to use wisdom. Sometimes it is important to engage your fellow citizens on matters of serious importance like the crisis we face today, which is self-created. Allow Israel to be buried. It is not a must that you must officiate at his funeral, or indeed that you must bury him ceremoniously. Israel has where he came from. He came from his nucleus family before he became an MP and later on a Republican president. Let's be real. Let's behave in a normal way. I know that state power tend to corrupt, and obsolete power corrupts obsoletely. It must be put on record. Fair and share. Zambians are not happy. You might ignore them because I know you know that there is a section of citizenry that feel abused, that feel alienated, that feels abandoned. I have several times asked you to call for national indaba, where Zambians can meet in one room and air their concerns, their challenges, and their difficulties. You have refused to call for national indaba. You have chosen to do things your own way. In the last lap of your administration, you push several amendment bills in parliament. Who does that? When you know very well that this parliament cycle is in shambles, where even a deputy speaker has defected, and yet you would want to get bills which are questionable to be passed in that house, just because Zambians are hopelessly helpless. You have a duty as a head of state to build consensus and give lasting hope to your citizens. Don't concentrate on retaining power, because power resides in the people. The moment you convince yourself that power is with you, then you have lost it. Power is with the people. That's how you were elected, by the people and for the people. Thank you and good night.